Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a while since I've sat down or stood out here and done one of these videos. And that pause, that space, that silence, it was needed. Today, Kristi and I are hiking the Goldmine Trail in the Santan Mountains, and it felt like a great place to talk, to reflect, to breathe, and to look back on what 2025 really meant to us. 2025 was not a loud year. It didn't announce itself with fireworks or big headlines, but it was one of the most transformational years of our lives. There were moments of joy, moments of deep sadness, and a lot of quiet realization. The biggest thing, the hardest thing, was losing my mom. She spent much of the year in hospice, and if you've ever walked through that season with someone you love, you understand how consuming it is. Your emotions stay right at the surface. You're constantly bracing yourself, trying to be present, while also preparing to say goodbye. When she passed, it wasn't just grief. It was the closing of a very long chapter, about 14 or 15 years long of a chapter. And I think that's why, at least part of why, I stepped away from YouTube for a while. I didn't need to explain anything. I didn't need to document anything. I just needed to be still, to gather myself, to grieve, to reset. At the same time, life kept going. 2025 was also filled with milestones. We celebrated 2 college graduations, one in Hawaii with Alyssa and one in Tucson with Mia, and one high school graduation. Watching your kids reach those moments, it hits you. They're not kids anymore. They're adults. They're capable. They're finding their footing. And as parents, that brings a mix of pride, relief, and a little disbelief at how fast the years go. Somewhere in the middle of all this, Kristi and I had a realization, a quiet one. A lot of responsibility has been lifted. We're no longer managing hospice care. The kids are basically taking care of themselves. They have jobs. They're done with school. College expenses are wrapping up. And even something else closed in 2025. My volunteering in high school ministries at church came to an end. That was not easy to walk away from. Serving there mattered. The relationships mattered. The kids mattered. But sometimes closing a door doesn't mean something was wrong. It means a season is complete. And stepping away freed us up, emotionally, spiritually, and practically, for what's ahead. It feels almost like a sabbatical, not an escape, but a pause, a chance to ask ourselves, who are we now? What do we want this next season to look like? And how do we want to spend the time we've been given? You know, Kristi and I started young. I was 22. She was 19. We jumped straight into marriage, straight into family, straight into responsibility. And you know, we wouldn't change a thing, but the truth is, we never really had that early season of just us. No long honeymoon, no extended travel, no time to wander the world together. That part of life got delayed. And suddenly, it's here. Just like that. This season feels like a gift. We're not quite empty nesters. Not yet, at least. But we're close. Close enough to feel the freedom. Close enough to say yes to travel. Close enough to live slower. You know, another small but meaningful joy in 2025 was getting back into the sports card collecting phase. It reminded me that joy doesn't always have to be productive. Sometimes it just needs to be fun. That mattered more than I expected this year. And I'm looking forward to collecting and getting even more into it as we go on in 2026. Looking ahead to 2026, our goals are simple, but intentional. We want to eat better, exercise more consistently, and travel. At least try to travel somewhere every month, January through December. We already have Mexico and Hawaii booked, but we're dreaming about going to Vietnam, maybe in April, the Mediterranean, hopefully in June, spending a month or two in San Diego, living near the beach. And in October, we're planning a road trip from Florida up to Washington, D.C. along the coast, stopping along the beaches, museums, and history before flying home. So this isn't about checking boxes, it's about experiences. It's about being present. It's about stepping into a season that was delayed, not denied. This drive home, top down, no rush, it feels symbolic. 2025 was heavy, but it was also full. And in a strange way, it cleared the path for what's next. If you're watching this and you're in a season of transition, grief, retirement, letting go, starting over, just know it's okay to pause. It's okay to close chapters. And it's okay to step into something new, even later than you expected. Well, next time, I'll probably be with the dogs again, taking a lap around the neighborhood. But thanks for being here. I hope to see you on the next one.